Hello friends, under this part of school fees management system, we will learn how to load sub-user data in jQuery Datatables using PHP script with server-side processing of data. In this tutorial, we will use jQuery Datatables with feature like searching, pagination and more. In previous part, we have make fees management system setting page for set the school data. If you have still not watched that video tutorial, so first please watch that part. Now let's start discussing this part. So this admin table in which we will store sub-user data. And in this table, we have add column like admin ID, admin name, admin email, admin password. Admin type, with two option like master and user, admin status, admin added on and updated on table column. So we will store sub-user data under this table, and we will fetch data from this table, and display under jQuery data table. Now we have go to working folder, and here first we want to add user link under admin area. So for this, we have to open header.php file, and under this file, here we have to create an anchor tag. And here we have to write, class attribute is equal to navigation link. And in href attribute is equal to user.php file, and in anchor text, we have to write user, so by click on this link, admin can access user data. Now here in browser, first we have to refresh web page, and after this, here we can see that, user link has been appear at left side menu. So admin can access user management module by click on this link. Now we want to proceed for load user data in jQuery Datatables. So we have go to user.php file, and under this file, we want to include database connection file. So here we have to write include statement with database connection.php file. Now this must access by only after login into system, so here we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write not operator with is login function. So this function will check requested user is login or not. If not login, then it will execute if block of code. And under this block, we have to write header function with location set to login.php file. So it will redirect web page to login.php file. After this, we want to check login user is admin. This is because only admin can access this web page, so for this, here we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write not operator with is master user function. So this function will check login user is master or not, and if user is not admin, then it will execute if block of code. And here, we have to write header function with location set to index.php file, so it will redirect to index page. Next we want to include header.php file, so here we have to write include statement with header.php. And same way, we want to include footer.php file, so for this, here we have to write include statement with footer.php file. After this, between this, we have paste this HTML code, which will make blank user management page. Now we have to check output in the browser. So here we have to click on user link, and here we can see that blank page has been loaded on the web page. That means here our user management template is ready. Now we want to load user data under jQuery Datatables. So for this, first we have goes to header.php file, and under this file, we have already included library link like Bootstrap 5 library link, jQuery library link, and jQuery Datatables Bootstrap 5 library link. After this, we have go to user.php file, and here we have to create one HTML table with ID attribute is equal to user data. Under this table, we have create one table head tag, and between this tag, we have to create one table row tag. And under this tag, we have create 6 table header tag, with text like, username, email address, password, user type, status and action. Now for load data in jQuery Datatable, so for this we have go to jQuery code part, and here we have to write user data table variable is equal to $with table ID, user table. With data table method, so this method will initialize jQuery Datatable plugin. Under this method, first we have to write first option processing, which has been set to true. This option will enable the display of a processing indicator when the table is being processed. In second option, we have to write server side, which has been set to true, so this option will switch client side processing to server side processing. In third option, we have to write order option, which has been set to blank array, so this option will enable table column ordering. Lastly, we have to write Ajax option, and by using this option, we can send Ajax request to server. Now under this first, we have to write first option URL set to action.php, so here it will send request to this page. In second option, we have write type, which has been set to post method, so here it will use post method for send data to server. And in third option, we have to write data, and in value we have to write action variable with value fetch user, so this data will be sent with Ajax request. So here our jQuery code is ready. Not we have goes to action.php file. And under this file, first we want to include database connection.php file, so for this, here we have to write include statement with database connection.php file name, so it will make database connection. After this, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write PHP is set function with $post action variable, so this condition will check if this variable value is set. Then it will execute if block of code, and under this block, we have to again write if statement. And under condition, we have to write $post action variable value is equal to fetch user. So if this condition true, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block, we have to write $query variable is equal to select query like select star from admin table, where admin type is equal to master, and after this, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write is set function. And under this function, we have to write $post search value variable, so if this variable value is set, then it will execute if block of code. And under this block, we have to write $query variable, and in this variable, we have append query like admin name like percentage, $post search value variable with percentage. And this same query, we have to write for all table column like admin email and admin status column, and this query will search data from admin table. After defining search condition, now we have to write if statement, and in condition, we have to write is set function with $post order variable, so this condition will check if this variable value has been set. Then it will execute this if block of code, otherwise it will execute else block. Suppose $post order variable value is set, then it will execute if block of code. And under this, we have to write $query variable, and in this variable, we have to append query like order by $columns variable with $post order 0 column variable, and $post order 0 direction variable. But suppose $post order variable value is not set, then it will execute else block of code, and under this block we have to write $query variable, and in this variable, we have append query like order by admin ID table column in descending order. Now we have defined $query1 variable is equal to blank value, and in this variable, we will store query with fetch limit data condition. Now below this, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write $post length variable value is not equal to -1. So this condition will check if $post length variable value is not equal to -1, then it will execute if block of code. So under this block, we have to write $query1 variable is equal to limit $post start variable comma $post length variable. Here this both variable value has been sent by Datatables plugin with Ajax request. Here we have store select query in two different variable, and from $query variable, we will get number of filter data. And from combination of both query, we will make complete query for fetch data from admin table. First we want to execute only $query variable query, so we can get number of filter records. So for this here, we have to write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable with prepare method. And under this method, we have to write $query variable, so it will make query for execution. Then after, we want to execute this query, so here we have to write $statement variable with execute method, so it will execute $query variable query. Now we want to get number of filter data, so for this here, we have to write $number filter row variable is equal to $statement variable with row count method, so this method will return number of row affected after query execution. Now we want to execute complete query, so here we have to write $result variable is equal to $connect variable with query method. And under this, we have to write $query variable $query1 variable, so here we have merged both query. And this query method will execute combine query, and return query execution result, which has been stored under this $result variable. Now we have tp write $data variable is equal to blank array. And under this variable, we will store $result variable data one by one. Below this, we have to write for each loop, and under condition, we have to write $result variable is $row variable, so by using this loop, we can fetch data from $result variable. Under this for each loop, first we have to create one $subarray variable is equal to blank array. In this variable, we will store data, which will be get from $row variable. Below this, we have to write $status variable is equal to blank value, and under this variable, we will store user status data. Now for check user status, here we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write $row admin status variable is equal to enable. If this condition true, then it will execute if block of code. And under this block, we have to write $status variable is equal to enable. But suppose above condition false, then it will execute else block of code, and here we have to write $status variable is equal to disable. Now we want to store data under this $subarray variable, so first we want to store admin name table column data, so here we have to write $subarray variable is equal to $row admin name table column name. After this, we have again write $subarray variable is equal to $row admin email table column name. So here we have store admin email table column data in $subarray variable. Same way, for store admin password table column data, so here we have again write $subarray variable is equal to $row admin password variable. Below this, we have to write $subarray variable is equal to $row admin type variable, so here it will store admin type data. After this, we have to write $subarray variable is equal to $status variable. Next we want to store action button data, but we will create edit and delete button in upcoming part. So here we have to write $subarray variable is equal to blank value. So here, we have store data in $subarray variable, now we have to write $data variable is equal to $subarray variable, so here we have store all subarray variable data into this $data variable. Now we want to get total number of rows from admin table, so here we have make get total user all records function. With $connect variable as argument, this function will return total number of rows from admin table. Under this function, we have to write $query variable is equal to select star from admin table, where admin type is equal to user, so this query will return all sub-user data. Below this, we have to write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable with prepare method. And under this method, we have to write $query variable, so it will make query for execution. Now for execute query, so we have to write $statement variable with execute method, so this method will execute query. Lastly, we have to write return statement with $statement variable with row count method, so this method will return number of rows from admin table. Now here we have to write $output variable is equal to an array. And in array first key, we have to write draw, and in value, we have to write $post draw variable. In second key, we have to write records total, and in value, we have to write get total user all records function with $connect variable as argument. In third key, we have to write records filtered, and in value, we have to write $filter row variable, in which we have store number of filter rows. And in last key, we have to write data, and in value, we have to write $data variable, in which we have store admin table data in an array format. So this way, we have store all required data for make data table in $output variable. Now we want to send this data to Ajax request in JSON format, so we have to write echo statement with JSON encode function. And in this function, we have to write $output variable. So this function will convert data into JSON string. So here our code is ready for load data in jQuery Datatable plugin with server-side processing of data. So now we have to check output in the browser. Friends, here we have to refresh web page, and here we can see that admin table data has been loaded in jQuery Datatable plugin. And here, we can see that all sub-user data has been loaded without loading of master user data, because admin will manage this data. And here we can do searching of MySQL admin table data, and here we can see that pagination is automatic made without write any line of code. And here, we can also do sorting of data without refresh of web page. This is all feature of jQuery Datatable plugin. So under this part, we have learned how to fetch data from MySQL table and load in jQuery Datatables by using PHP script. In next part, we will learn how to add new sub-user data under the school fees management system by using PHP script. And make multi-user fee management system, so we will be meet in next part. And lastly, thank you for watching this video.